Hi everyone, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen, I'm back. I'm going to show you today how to make the Blackbird from the Angry Birds game. This is the Angry Birds in Space version, so don't forget, I'm going to say it all the time. If you like what you saw, please like, please subscribe, and here we go. Okay, I was making 3 of the birds. I made the blue, the red, and the black. This one's going to show you how I made the black, but just ignore that red one you see in the corner there. We'll get to him in another video. Okay, you start out with your gum paste in black. You make a ball. Nice and easy, right? This color is copper, and roll it out nice and thin. This is going to become his little belly color patch thing that he has. So it's got to be pretty thin. And after you roll it out, you just cut out a circle. You get the shape and the size that you want. You don't want it to be too small because if you look at pictures of him, the circle that goes under him is very broad. It's not pointy like the little red guy there in the back. So make sure you pick out a good size circle. And when you place it on him, place it pretty low. For some reason, only a little bit shows. So there you go, a little bit of water, press it into place. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make the beak. He has 2 parts to his beak. He's got the bottom, which is shorter and fatter, and then the top part of his beak, which is more long and narrow, but it's still as wide as the bottom beak. So to make the bottom one, just take a small fat piece, cut off the edge so it's nice and flat, and kind of form it into a 3-sided pyramid. So is that a triangle? No, it's not a triangle. I don't know. But the top piece, you're going to have it so it's wide enough, but then it comes out over the tip and hangs over. So just use some water, put it into place, put it up a little bit high from his red belly because we got to fit the cape in there. So we'll come back for that too. Okay, this gray is going to become his eyes, like the background, I don't know, the circle part around his eyes. So all I did was use an oval, cut it out. I guess you could have used a circle since I took the middle out of it anyway. But then I kind of, as you see what I did there, I kind of like am pressing the sides in to make it a little more deep and long, you know, more like a bowl, I guess, rather than just half a circle. So once you get the shape that you like, then just press them into place, a little bit of water on either side of the beak. They do not touch in the center, so make sure you give them some space in between. Alrighty, alrighty. Now to make the eyes itself is super easy. 2 little balls of white. It's all you need to do. I'm using my little pressy tool there just to press it into place. The eyes themselves are kind of small, so don't go too big on it. He has a lot of the gray around his eyes that show. And keep it flat on the top because those eyebrows are going to come into play and cover all that up so you won't even see them anymore. Okay, this is going to be his eyebrows. It is a red color. It's not the same as the copper that I used on his belly. So make sure you get the right color there. It is a little bit, it's kind of like in between, I guess. If you mix copper and red together, you'd get a pretty good color. And his eyebrows taper, so they're very thick, they're very blocky, but they do get narrower toward the inside. So make sure you have the length because it goes past each end of his eye, the gray part of his eye, and it has to be skinnier in the center part than it is on the outside. All right, it would have been easier for me to have measured that and compared it to the other one if I hadn't just stuck it on his head already. But since I did, I don't have a choice. I held it up, compared it, make sure it's the same size, trim it accordingly, and then press it into place. And there you go. The pupils, I skipped over that part. Don't know why. I apologize, but it was little black balls of gum paste on top of the white. And now you're caught up. Okay, this is going to be the top part, the fuse part of his bomb birdness. I don't know what you call it. The fuse, yeah, fuse, I guess. So it's just a little cylinder of black with a little teardrop of yellow on top to represent the flame. I'm going to hold everything in place with this little piece of spaghetti. It's dried spaghetti. It works the same as a toothpick, but if someone bites into it, nobody gets hurt. So you don't have to be like, oh no, don't let your kid touch that. There's a toothpick. No one gets hurt on this. All they do is get a little taste of some dried pasta, and that doesn't hurt anybody. It doesn't taste good, but it doesn't hurt. That's what matters. You also have to use regular pasta or spaghetti. You can't use like the wheat-free or whole wheat or anything like that because those get soggy. I don't know. They're weird. They don't work. Okay, anyway. So run the toothpick, geez. run the spaghetti stick into the head. It's just a little marker now to make it easy so that when you press it in, you don't displace the flame on top of his head. Okay, press it into place, a little bit of water, blah, blah, blah. And there you go. So now you got your bomb bird. To make him outer space, you're going to give him a little cape because that's what people in space wear. They wear capes because it's cold in space. There you go. That's why. Okay. This is more of the copper, rolled it out. This is a little bit thicker, so don't go too thin with it. You got to have a little bit of meat on this one. So roll it out, cut it out, a thin strip, making sure everything's lining up nice and neat there. Aren't I fastidious? Way to go, May. Okay, and cut out your strip. Try to make it as even as you can. And then we're going to wrap it all around his middle, but it has to stick out. You see how I'm doing it? It has to stick out. That's why you want it to be a little bit thicker. If it turns on its side or on the bottom of it, what was once the bottom of it, it will lay flatter and it just doesn't look great. It has to stick out. Okay, so that's why this thing's kind of a pain, but you gotta work it properly. And you taper in front of the bird. It's okay that the one side is not even with the other because we're going to cut it off anyway because he has the little planet symbol, I don't know, cape clip, brooch pin, I don't know what you call it, in the middle of his chest under his beak. So that's not a problem. Just trim that part off. Okay. To make the little planet, this is more of the same color yellow. It's actually gold that I used for his beak and the planet. And yeah, there was a little too thick, so I trimmed it off. You could do that too. So I put the sideways, long, and narrow oval down first. It turns out I should have done this in reverse order, guys, so flip this if you decide to make him. I wasn't looking at the picture at the immediate time, so I just did it this way, not thinking, and then I realized later I had mixed it up. So learn from my mistakes. Okay, so ideally you would put the egg-shaped circle down first, or oval, and then the skinny one that goes left and right on top of it to put so that the rings of the egg planet would be on the top of the planet. Okay, but pretend I did, and boom, there you go. He's done. He's really not a lot of detail or anything, but he looks pretty good when he's all done. So hopefully you like this video, hopefully you'll subscribe, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos. I'll catch you all next time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.